It's honestly wild to me that Ryo Mikage has one of the best weapons in all of Blue Lock, aura farms with Bachira right after that insane goal, and somehow this is the outcome? What's going on, everyone? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Animasu, and today I'll be taking you through the Blue Lock chapter 316 leaks titled I Am Here, which have just dropped. If you want to stay up to date with the Blue Lock manga and also support the channel, please take a moment to check that you've subscribed to the channel with post notifications on, and if you want to check out the full leak panels or just chat with me and others, the Discord link is linked down below. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and now let's jump right into the leaks. The Blue Lock chapter 316 leaks begin with intro text which states, the twin Bachiras are about to tear down Nigeria's stronghold. Picking back up where we left off last chapter with Ryo and Bachira sprinting forward, Ryo quickly cuts past the first defender at their front while copying what looks to be Bachira's movements from chapter 314.2 where he nutmegged Onazi on his skill run. With two more defenders arriving to box in Ryo, he decides to quickly pass off the ball forward towards Meguro Bachira, who traps it with a grin on his face, and instead of speaking in emoji, bro literally speaks in native monster tongue. I don't know if we have any translators in the chat that know what the hell bro just said, but it seems to have the Nigerian players worried as they're sprinting straight at him. Instead of taking on the challenge like he usually would, Bachira takes a breather this time and just rides along in the passenger seat. With a cheeky heel flick, he sends the ball sailing over his head and past the defenders, perfectly setting up Ryo Mikage. Ryo leaps into the air and chest traps the ball in that full copy form of his, which kind of looks like Itoshi Sai here in the U20 match. Meanwhile, Kuso is once again left stunned, realizing that this type of football from Japan was nowhere to be seen in the data they studied. Firstly, just fire the Nigerian coach, get rid of him. And at this point, Kuso is basically the opposite of an aura farmer. Instead of farming hype, he just collects shocked reactions every chapter and makes the same realization over and over. It's wicked work for a Blue Lock NPC. As the ball is chained back and forth from Ryo to Meguro Bachira, the Nigerian players are left stunned at this chemical reaction breakthrough called Freedom X Technology Central Run. Now I feel like even I could have came up with a better name than that corny shit. Anyways, as Bachira traps the pass from Ryo here with a grin on his face, Itoshi-ren and Isagi are both shown watching closely, itching to be let in on the action. With page 5 rolling along, Blue Lock Japan is moving deep like the Power Rangers or something. In a straight line, we see Itoshi-ren, the dual Bachira copy team with Ryo, and Isagi Yoichi all pushing forward in one attack. Blue Lock Japan is literally like a star-studded PSG, but all of them are homegrown and not bought. It's pretty crazy. Kuso, of course, is once again thrown off balance by how unpredictable and broken Blue Lock Japan is with their clever changes and variety in attack. Like, bro, you know this already, just lock in. And now instead of starting this push with Isagi, the heartbeat is running through the copy chameleon himself, Ryo Mikage. Speaking of the GOAT himself, we see Ryo switch back to his normal self for just a second before initiating a copy change again into none other than Chigure Hyoma. Posted up with a 3D printed panther leaping at his back, Kuso and Aboa are completely thrown off guard as instead of passing, Ryo lines up a red panther snipe and whips a shot towards the top right corner of the net. I guess bro got tired of watching Chigure's stat pad in a new Egoist League, so he just decided to steal his whole flow. This whole double spread is phenomenal, with Ryo copying Chigure's aura and technique. But more than anything, I'm really appreciating the Ryo showcase and the artwork. There are just so many possibilities with an ability like Copy Chameleon, and I hope Ryo keeps finding new ways to evolve it even further with the artist and the author. As Ryo's shot spins through the air past Kuso, the captain is left helpless, only able to turn around and watch as the Nigerian goalkeeper makes a desperate leap to save it. Despite his best effort, the strike is perfectly placed, curling towards the top right post with precision. The 44 Panther copy pierces the top net, and with that, Ryo Mikage clenches his fist in celebration as he secures Blue Lock's second U20 World Cup goal. His eyes light up with determination as he promises to himself that he will grow stronger and win by his own power, all by himself. That is a sneak diss to Nagi, I'm not gonna lie. Now as for this sequence, it was just all so awesome, as we've gone from Bachira scoring a screamer and pulling off a wild backflip, to now Ryo Mikage casually whipping in a 44 Panther snipe and celebrating with a complete calmness, and a sneak diss to Nagi of course. We then get an overhead shot of the stadium erupting, and the crowd is going wild as they witness not one, but two goals straight out of Prime Barcelona. The announcers shout that Ryo Mikage has delivered a super goal to make it 2-0 in Japan's favor. Even the commentators point out how precise and cold Ryo's finish was, as he straight up snatched Chigure's newly developed 44 Panther snipe from the NEL and applied it flawlessly on the world stage. Ryo was just really like that, and even Chigiri can't be mad as he just smirks in acknowledgement. Shifting to Team Nigeria's perspective, the players are visibly shaken and horrified by the strength Japan possesses. Oboa and another teammate even begin to wonder if they even stand a chance at all, since this level of play is something they have never faced before. You have to keep in mind, unless they're returning players like Oliver Aiku, most of these people have never experienced high-intensity environments just like, I don't know, the Neo Egoist League, which was literally designed to make the Blue Lockers experience it before actually stepping onto the world stage. Why do you think Ryo and Bachira are so calm in scoring their goals and executing everything perfectly? Because they've already been in this high-intensity environment before and thrived in it. Despite all of the Nigerian players' fear, Onazi steps forward with the ball in hand and urges his team to pick their heads back up, because they've already made it this far. Catching Kuso's attention, he reminds them all that what connects them isn't the sport itself. Smiling brightly, Onazi encourages them to once again know that they are bound together by the strongest connection in the world, which is family. Did I fall asleep watching another Fast and Furious movie? This sparks a flashback to Lagos, Nigeria, where we see a young Onazi watching Bello and another kid playing football together at the orphanage. The next page shows a young Onazi sitting alone and withdrawn in his room as Kuso approaches him and asks why he's been sitting there for so long without making friends or getting along with anyone. Despite Onazi side-eyeing him, Kuso tries to reach out, telling him it's not all healthy or fun to be alone. He asks if Onazi would like to join the others and play ball, and trying to comfort him further, Kuso shares some of his own story, explaining that his parents died of an illness when he was young and left him here. Ever since arriving, the people at the orphanage have been like family to him, and he believes Onazi could experience the same level of that if he opened himself up to them. Realizing it may be hopeless, Kuso drops the ball and tells him to go ahead and live a boring, lonely life then. In retaliation, Onazi angrily kicks the ball and smacks Kuso in the back of the head, declaring that he is anything but lonely. Kuso just laughs at him, but Onazi does not take it lightly. He looks genuinely upset, stomping his feet like throwing a tantrum, while yelling louder and louder that he's not lonely. The sudden outburst actually catches Kuso off guard, and before he can react, Onazi dashes right past him, charging towards the other kids with the ball almost like he's desperate to prove a point. Out of nowhere, Onazi sprints forward with the ball and shoulder checks Bello aside, forcing Oboa to shift to his right in response. As Oboa realizes they have a new contender in the mix, he calls out to Onazi, asking if he'll go left or right here. With tears still in his eyes, Onazi steels himself and prepares to break through no matter what stands in his way. Onazi cuts straight past both Oboa and Bello, carving his own little triangle of movement that shocks everyone. Kuso is left staring in disbelief as this kid rampages forward with raw determination and tears streaming down his face. In a wild, almost reckless move, Onazi plants his foot on Oboa's face like it's a foothold, pulling back his left leg to unleash a volley midair. All Kuso can do in that moment is ask one thing: what the hell is your name? Onazi screams his name at the top of his lungs as he connects with the ball, blasting it into the goal. The release of emotion leaves him looking drained and almost depressed for a moment, like he just poured out all that pent-up loneliness into the shot. But when he turns around, the kids are cheering and smiling at him, welcoming him as a new friend and a player with incredible talent. As we shift back to the present, a young Onazi stands with his team, reminding them to believe in that bond that carried them so far. Even staring at the scoreboard with 2 goals down so early, the entire squad looks locked in and determined now, holding on to the trust they've built together. Despite this, Isagi Yoichi does not give a damn, and he's still filled with hate. Completely fired up, he bluntly tells Onazi that he will leave no hope for them because Blue Lock Japan will mercilessly crush their spirit. As Isagi's aura flares up, Onazi looks genuinely caught off guard for the first time, and the outro text drives it home. Standing in the way of Onazi and Team Nigeria now is the Demon King of the Blue Prison. Japan's ego seems to be bottomless. With that ending out today's leaks, I just have to say, wow, what an incredible sequence of events and a perfect display of Japan's firepower. We've only seen Ryo and Bachira step it up with their new swagger, and already Nigeria is being thrown against the ropes with nothing to do but flashback on their past. It's also wild to learn that Nigeria's main 4 were all orphans who grew up like family, and it's tragic but also really wholesome to see how deeply they depend on one another. Let me know in the comments what your favorite part of today's leaks was and who you want to see Ryo copy next. With that, I just want to thank you all so much for tuning in to support me. If you enjoy keeping up with BLUELOCK every week, make sure you subscribe to the channel with post notifications turned on. And if you'd like to hang out with me or others in the community, drop a comment or join my Discord link down below. That's it from me. I'm off to get some rest now, but I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time shortly.